Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I do videos on luxury, handbags, shoes, shopping, travel, topics like that. So if those are things that interest you, please consider subscribing to my channel and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. So today we're going to be talking about the It bag, and when I say the It bag, I'm talking about that bag every single year that is on everyone's mind. You open your Instagram feed and you cannot avoid it. It is everywhere on your Explore page, and these are the bags that typically are very highly sought after. These are the bags that sometimes turn into classic bags, and then sometimes they fizzle out as quickly as they exploded onto the scene. Now, for my usual disclaimer, if the bag that you love is on this list, this by no means that that bag is a bad bag, that you should sell it, that you should get rid of it, that you should get offended. This is just a little fun video, and at the end of the day, every single year pretty much has an It bag. So it is something to think about. It's something to be aware of. Sometimes we see these It bags and we want them so badly, but we have to be aware that the next year there's going to be another one. So it really puts it into perspective of whether you should really be buying that bag or not. Now, the first bag that's going to be on today's list is one that is most fresh in my mind, and it's going to be the Chanel Heart bag. Now, this bag was highly anticipated. I saw in all of the Facebook groups, people were coveting this bag when it came out. They were looking for it. They were looking to make a reservation. All of them were taken, and people were selling them at high premiums. This bag came in a few different sizes. Now, there was the large size, which really still was a mini bag, a small size, a belt bag, and I believe there was this cute little wristlet with the bag at the end, which was cute, but at the end of the day, I thought it would be kind of annoying. And it came in several fun colors like black, pink, purple, white. I think there was even blue, so it kind of filled that Barbie dream if that was something that you were into. Now, I know a lot of people really love the Heart bag, and it's not something that I'm saying to get rid of now. The only reason I included it on the list is because I have since noticed an influx on the resale market of these bags. If you look at Fashion Files website, for instance, there are tons of these bags available. So I really have to wonder what it was about the hype for these bags. Of course, the Heart bag is really a classic bag. There was one in the 90s that is still a very coveted piece by collectors. If you are a Chanel collector, you'll probably know which bag I'm talking about. And so this more contemporary version, I think, was very highly anticipated. Now you can find a lot of them. So if you are looking for this bag, if you do want to add it to your collection because you are a Heart bag lover, you should have a lot of different options to choose from right now. But yeah, I really included this bag on the list because since they sold out and since earlier this year, the talk about them has really fizzled out. I don't really see people chasing them as hard as they were, say, earlier this year. Number two is another bag that was all over our Instagram feeds several years ago. I want to say maybe around 2016, 2017. I could be off on the year, but it's been several years now, and it's the Gucci Marmont bag. Now, this bag flooded my Instagram feed. It flooded my Explore page. It was a bag that I really coveted for a long time. At the time, though, I was planning a wedding and I was doing a honeymoon and all of these trips, so I wasn't really in a position to add this bag into my collection. And I remember I specifically wanted it in black velvet, which I'm glad at the end of the day that I didn't end up adding it, because I realized at the time that it was really a substitute for the bag that I actually wanted, which was a black Chanel classic flap. Now, these bags are available in several different sizes, and you even have the mini size, which is quite popular now. I do see these a lot on the street in Miami. I personally think the mini size is really cute. I don't think the entire Marmont line is out of style or anything like that. I just see this bag in this size a lot less. Number three was another huge Instagram campaign bag, and this luxury brand I think actually has leaned in a lot into the influencer culture and social media marketing, and it's from Louis Vuitton, and it is the multi-pochette. This was a bag that was super hard to get when it first came out. I know a lot of people really loved it, and people were going crazy for them. This was one that really never appealed to me. I really liked the look of it. I thought it was a very cool girl looking bag, but I just knew with the different pochettes, I would probably get annoyed. Knowing myself, I forget where I place things all the time, so if I have multiple pockets or pouches to look for a specific item, 100% guaranteed I'm going to look in the wrong pouch the first time, and it's going to be even more of a nuisance than looking for something in a black bag. If you know what I'm talking about, they are bottomless pits. So for me, I just knew that it would personally annoy me, but I know a lot of people love this bag. It's still a really cute bag. It's just not as difficult to get anymore now that it's been on the market for a couple of years. And also, as a side note, I know a lot of people would argue the same about the Pochette Métis, which I personally own and love a lot. I think the Pochette Métis has moved more into a more classic bag, but there are a lot of people out there who would disagree with me and say the Pochette Métis is over, it's done with, it's no longer popular. It was definitely a bag that was very, very hard to get for a long time, and then it experienced a lot of different issues and had to be redesigned a few times, but I still see this bag a lot everywhere. In fact, anytime I wear this bag out, I know that I'm going to see somebody else wearing the Pochette Métis, and I always do. So for me, I think it's a classic bag and a little bit different than the multi-pochette. The multi-pochette to me is more of a trendy bag. Now, number 4 is a very classic bag. It's been a bag that's been around for a little over a decade and has been very loved, but I'm not really seeing the love for it anymore, at least not in the past couple of years, and that would be the Givenchy Antagona. I remember I really liked this bag. I was thinking of buying it. I almost bought it several times, and I just, for some reason, just never fully pulled the trigger on that purchase. But to me, this is a very classic bag. I don't know why it's lost so much popularity. Maybe people find it boring now, or they've just seen it so much that they are onto all of these trendier bags. I know that they've come up with different iterations of the bag. They came out with a really cute micro version of it recently. So again, it's a bag that's not really popular right now. It's not something people are going crazy for, but it wouldn't surprise me if somewhere down the line it became popular again. Now, if we're looking for a bag that will really date you, I'm going to say it's this 5th bag on the list, and it's the Celine Luggage Bag. I remember when this bag came out several years ago. It was so popular, people loved it. It was the it bag. People were going crazy for it. I especially remember the black was really popular. I think there was like this two-tone one that was also very popular. I don't see this bag anywhere being worn anymore. I do see it in the boutiques. I do see it for sale online. I don't really see people wearing it. Now, number 6 on the list is another classic, and it may surprise some people, it may not surprise you at all, but it is the Chanel Boy Bag. Now, the Chanel Boy Bag was originally released as a seasonal bag, but it sold like hotcakes. It was so popular that they brought it back as a classic, and it's been part of the classic Chanel line of bags ever since. But for some reason, the love has not really been there in the last couple of years for this bag. It's a very youthful feeling bag. I don't know if maybe the people who originally loved this bag kind of grew out of it, and that's the reason why it's lost some of the popularity. But again, for all of the Chanel bags, I feel like this one is probably the most young feeling out of the collection, apart from seasonal bags like the heart bag and things like that. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who are trying to bring the boy bag back. And honestly, if you go to a Chanel boutique and you're looking for a bag that's easy to acquire, the boy bag is probably going to be it, especially in those really hard to find seasonal colors that everybody likes to reserve with their essays before the collections come out and never hit the floor. There's a good chance you might be able to get it in the boy bag. Now, just because the boy bag isn't really as popular as it once was, I don't think that it's in any jeopardy of being discontinued if it brings you joy. Just because it's on this list, again, like I said earlier in the video, doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean I'm hating on the bag. It's just a bag that I've noticed people buying less. Number 7 on the list is the Jacquemus Le Chiquito bag. Now, this bag, there's very different sizes, but I think people always think about the really tiny micro versions, and those are the ones that people online or the media love to make fun of. Of course, they do have bigger sizes that are more practical, and when this bag came out, it was also all over social media. All of the influencers were wearing it. You saw tons of celebrities. You do still see these bags around, so they're not totally gone. They're just not as on the scene as they once were. I don't know that they will become a classic bag. I personally don't think so. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, it just depends on your style. But again, one that's not really on the scene anymore. Number 8 is the Gucci Dionyse bag. Now, I do still see people wearing this bag, but again, it's one that has lost a little bit of its luster. There aren't people like clamoring to get it, but at one point this bag did feel like it was a classic Gucci bag, and I think it still is. I just think that Gucci as a whole has lost a lot of its popularity, and that's common. You'll see some brands rising in popularity and demand while others lose it, and then later they come back in demand. But in general, right now Gucci is kind of on the outs, unfortunately, and they have a lot of really cute stuff. Number 9 is another very classic bag, and it's going to be the YSL Cape bag, specifically with the tassel. This tassel bag was everywhere at some point. Again, flooded my social media. People loved it. I know people who still love it and still want to purchase this bag. So it's a very classic shape. It was very popular, not as popular anymore. I think out of all of the YSL bags, there are many other bags that are more in demand than the Cape bag, especially with the tassel. And finally, number 10 isn't necessarily a specific brand, but it's going to be belt bags. Around 2018, 2019, these were really popular. You saw them everywhere. All of the fashion houses were designing their version of a belt bag. However, I'm not really seeing these anymore. You do occasionally see them, especially people like to wear them across their shoulders, slung around their chest. But for the most part, I do see these dying down in popularity. They are a very convenient style of bag for many people though, so if you have a belt bag that you love, go ahead and get your wear out of it. I just don't really see these coming out as much. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Again, my disclaimer, just because a bag was featured on this video doesn't mean that I'm hating on this bag. If you love this bag, please continue to love your bag. At the end of the day, we all have different tastes, and just because something is popular or not popular doesn't mean that you should or shouldn't like it. You need to buy what you love and buy something that serves you, and if one of those bags on this list fits that role, then enjoy the bag. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I will leave 2 videos for you to watch in case you're not done watching my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!